This is your math gal, Julie Harland. Please visit my website at yourmathgal.com, where all of my videos are organized by topic. Alright, we're going to do a problem where we evaluate the 6 trig functions for an angle in a right triangle. This is part 2. In part 1, we learned the definitions of the trigonometric functions of an acute angle A, shown below here, where ADJ stands for the leg adjacent to this angle A, OPP, the leg of the triangle opposite to angle A, and HYP is hypotenuse. So there are these ratios, right, fractions. So you either have to memorize that, or we had something called SOHCAHTOA, which some people remember it this way: sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. And then we have the reciprocal ones here below. Alright, so here's our problem. In a right triangle, one leg is 6 and the hypotenuse is 9. Find the values of all 6 trig functions for the angle A adjacent to the leg of length 6. Alright, so I don't really know if 6 is the shorter leg or the longer leg, but I'm just going to write down what I know here. I've got one leg, so I'm just going to say leg 1 I know is 6. I don't know leg 2, but I do know the hypotenuse is 9. So I know by the Pythagorean theorem, let's say I don't know what this is, I'll call it x for the moment. I know that one leg squared plus the other leg squared equals the hypotenuse squared. So this gives me 36 plus x squared is 81. I'm going to subtract 36 from both sides. So that gives me x squared is 45. So x is the square root of 45. Now, what's the square root of 45? You could do that in your calculator, or you could estimate it. Square root of 49 is 7, so this is a little bit less than 7. So I'm just going to keep in mind this is bigger than that leg, right? It's close to 7. And if we're going to rationalize it, remember that is the square root of 9 times 5, so 3 square roots of 5 is what that would be if I rationalize it. So knowing this, I could draw a picture now. Oops, sorry. So I draw a picture here. I've got, let's say this is 6, and this is a little bit bigger than 6. And if this is 6, this is 3 square roots of 5, right? And the hypotenuse of 9. Okay? And what it says is my angle A is adjacent to the leg of length 6. So we must have A right here next to the leg of 6. So now I know what that picture looks like. I can find out all my 6 trig functions. Alright, so here's our picture, and in case you can't remember, I'm putting the SOHCAHTOA up here. So what's the sign? Either you've memorized it's the opposite over hypotenuse, or maybe you use this mnemonic SOHCAHTOA, S-O-H, sign is opposite over hypotenuse. So I have to find A, look at the leg opposite, which is over here at 3 square roots of 5. That goes in the numerator, right? Opposite goes in the numerator. So 3 square roots of 5 over the hypotenuse, which is 9. And that could be simplified. You can cancel the 3 and the 9, so that's just square root of 5 over 3. Okay, cosine. That's adjacent over hypotenuse. So here's the side adjacent, 6, and it's over the hypotenuse, which is 9, and that also happens to reduce, right? You could divide the top and bottom by 3, so that's 2/3. So that's the cosine of A. All right, and what about the tangent? So the tangent, I don't know why that moved. The tangent is the opposite over the adjacent. So the leg opposite is over here at 3 square roots of 5. And the side adjacent is 6. And again, you can reduce the 3 and 6, so you have 2 in the denominator, square root of 5 over 2. So those are the values for the sine, the cosine, and the tangent. Now, let's do the reciprocal values. You don't even have to look up here again, you could just take the reciprocal of what you see here. So the cosecant of A, you just do the reciprocal, 3 over square roots of 5, and then you could rationalize that by multiplying square root of 5 over square root of 5 to get 3 square roots of 5 over 5. For the reciprocal of cosine is the secant of A, and that one's going to be easier. The reciprocal of 2/3 is 3/2. And for the cotangent of A, we do the reciprocal, so it'll be 2 over square roots of 5. And again, you can rationalize the denominator to get 2 square roots of 5 over 5. Now, you could have looked back up at the picture to get the secant. Like, if you look up here at the picture, you want the secant of A. If you remember, the secant is the hypotenuse over the adjacent side. You would write 9/6, for instance, and it would still reduce to 3/2. But since I already did the cosine, after I already simplified the cosine, I go ahead and just do the reciprocal. It's a little faster. You should get the same answer. All right, so there's an example of you're given some information about a triangle, and then you're able to find the various trig values. This is your math gal, Julie Harland. Please visit my website at yourmathgal.com, where all of my videos are organized by topic.